My goodness. Sophie, you're actually here. Oh, forgive me. I guess we're a little out of practice. Oh, what do you think?
I wasn't sure you'd even recognize me.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. How can I not recognize you? Really?
It's been, what, 50 years?
That's right. Half a century. Imagine. Were you surprised to hear from me?
Not a word from you for 50 years? Not a single word. Naturally, I was surprised, stunned. In fact, I had to think about it for several days before I got back to you.
I'm glad you did. And now just look at you. You've hardly changed a bit.
Oh, yeah, sure. Nice try, Rick. But you're looking pretty well yourself. You've managed to keep your hair, I see.
Bit of a belly, I'm afraid.
Oh, don't we all?
Hmm.
I almost didn't come, you know. To be honest, I'm not sure why I did.
Come on, Sophie. It's been 50 years. What's the harm? And doesn't this seem just like old times? Remember how we would cut class and sneak out for coffee?
Coffee, I remember, of course, but there was no Starbucks back then.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I guess. But this has the same feel, doesn't it? By the way, would you like something to drink? A double espresso. See, I do remember.
No thanks. I'm fine.
Oh,
But what I remember is that you always used to drink cappuccinos, and I kept having to tell you that no self respecting coffee aficionado would ever dare to order a cappuccino after lunch. But you never listened. You kept ordering them day after day. And by the way, don't ever try that in Italy.
uh-huh.
They'll slap your hand, that's for sure. In fact, that's what are you drinking right now?
A latte. See, you can't teach old dogs new tricks.
Well, good for you. But you were always so damn stubborn. Unbelievable.
Oh, come on, I don't remember any of that. You must be confusing me with some other lover.
Oh no, don't try that on me. I know your tricks. It was you for sure, and you always hated to have me correct you. Just like you never could remember on which side the bread plate should be placed, I always had to remind you.
Which side is it anyway?
The left, of course,
Of
the
course.
coffee cup to the right. You really still don't know.
Well, excuse me, Miss Emily Post.
Oh, come on, Rick. Don't take everything so seriously. Just kidding.
Hmm.
So, why exactly did you track me down? It's been 50 years after all.
I don't know. It's been such a long time, and I guess I just wanted to see how you were doing.
Is that it? Really? Well, let's see then. Not much to know, actually. I'm fine, I guess. Been married for, let's see, 45 years. 3 kids, all grown up now, of course. 4 grandchildren and another on the way.
Huh,
Ended up going to law school, after all. But I've been retired now for quite a while.
I see. And you're happy? Everything's good with you?
Yeah, actually, all's good. Just getting a little bit older. My
Hmm.
knees creak more and more each day. How about you? I lost track after graduation. Did you ever find all those adventures you were looking for?
Adventures? No, not really. 2 marriages, that's about as adventurous as it got. First didn't last very long, but Sue and I have been together now for almost 40 years. 2 kids, 3 grandkids. Taught high school English. Retired a few years back. Tried to do some writing, but it never really amounted to much.
I used to love when you read to me. Remember? Didn't matter whether it was Dostoevsky or Spider Man.
Yeah,
I just love the sound of your voice. And it's really too bad about the writing. I always thought that you had real talent as a writer. I kept expecting some great novel or screenplay from you. Anyway, here we are, grandparents.
Yeah, grandparents.
So, what's this all about anyway? Why get together after all these years?
I don't know. I just wanted to see you again. Maybe I'm getting sentimental in my old age.
You're not ill, are you? Everything okay with you?
Yeah, of course. I'm fine. It's it's just that it's nice to reminisce, isn't it? I remember our time together so vividly. It's all just been coming back recently. Remember how we used to love to see those old movies long before DVDs and streaming? And finding those films involves some real effort.
We'd take the subway down to the village.
Hmm.
The theaters there showed all the old classics, remember? And all those great foreign films as well. Ingmar Bergman, my favorite, Wild Strawberries,
Rossellini. Oh, what's the name? Oh, yeah, Open City.
Truffaut, 400 Blows.
Such fabulous movies, all of them. And the great theater on the Upper West Side, 95th or 96th Street, something like that. Remember, what was the name again?
The Thalia, the good old Thalia. I really love that place. It's still there, actually.
Talia, that's right. Wow, I think we went there on our first date. Treasure of Sierra Madre, Bogey at his best. I don't have to show you no stinking badges. Remember that?
Right line, but wrong movie.
What?
We saw Sunset Boulevard, Gloria Swanson, our very first date. We ate at the Gold Rail and went to the Thalia.
Sunset Boulevard. Are you sure?
Absolutely. How could you forget? All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. What a great line. What a great film. I sure miss those oldies. I used to rent them on VHS to bring home to watch with my kids. And they would look at the box and ask me, is it black and white? And then totally refuse to watch any of them if it wasn't in color. Crazy. I know. Rick, it's nice going down memory lane with you, but I still don't understand why you contacted me. We're not going to get back together after 50 years. Is that what you thought?
No, of course not. We're both happily married. At least I am. I assume the same's true for you.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. It seems silly, I suppose. But sometimes, I hear an old song or pass a restaurant or even just catch a familiar scent in the air and it triggers these old memories. Memories that seem so fresh, so vivid. Memories of our time together, almost as if it were all just yesterday. Don't you ever feel the same way?
I hated you.
What?
I really, really hated you. And for a long, long time.
Hated me? Why? Really? You hated me?
Of course. What did you expect? You were so selfish, so thoughtless, so unbelievably self-centered. To just drop me the way you did, you knew how much I loved you. How could you possibly have left me like that?
I didn't leave you. How could you think that?
Is that how you see it? Of course you left me. What do you think happened? You think we just woke up one day and each decided to go his or her separate way? Just like that? You simply weren't ready to make any commitment. I should have known. I should have realized. I should have seen it coming. Foolish, foolish me.
I was only 20, Sophie. 20. Committed? How could I possibly have committed? I wanted to finish school and to travel, to see the world. I was only 20 years old, for heaven's sake. I was ready to settle down. I wanted to have some adventure in my life.
Well, so did I. You think you were the only one with dreams? That the world centered around you and you alone? I wanted to travel. I wanted adventure. We could have done it all together.
Easy for you to say now, 50 years later, but that's not the Sophie I remember. With you, it was all about finding an apartment and shopping for furniture and putting the bread plate on the left and the coffee cup on the right.
Bullshit. What a convenient excuse. Is that what you've been telling yourself all this time? Is that what you believed for the last 50 years? I would have gone anywhere with you. Anywhere. All you had to do was just stick a pin in a map blindly, and I would have followed you.
It's not the way I remember it. You wanted to finish school and settle down.
Well, it looks like your memory is still playing tricks on you. How very convenient.
Let's not fight. I really don't want to fight about this.
You broke my heart. Don't you realize it? You were my first love, my first real love, and you just threw it away. I hated you for that. Part of me still hates you.
You don't really still hate me, do you? After all these years?
No, not really, I guess. I don't hate you, Rick, not anymore, but I hate what you did.
I really don't remember it that way. I always thought it was clear on both sides that it was time for us to move on with our lives. We had come to some sort of understanding, some sort of mutual agreement. Who knows? To tell the truth, I don't really know anymore which of us is right. The older I get, the harder it is for me to know what exactly is that I'm remembering. Am I remembering realities or memories of realities or dreams or fantasies? It all gets so muddled.
I know just what you mean. What are our memories after all? Are we remembering the truth, the facts, the realities, or just our convenient distortions of these realities? Nice, comfortable distortions that we can live with.
Remember when we were kids, we played that silly game telephone?
Yeah, of course. You would get a bunch of kids together and sit in a big circle or in a long line, right?
Yeah, and then somebody would whisper something in the ear of the person sitting next to them, and that person would pass it on, one kid to the other, all the way down the line.
That's right. And the final person would then announce the secret, and it was always totally different than the original version.
Mm.
Like you'd start off saying, Serena kissed Larry beside the bleachers, and end up with Tina kicked Barry behind the teachers.
Exactly. And that's how my memories seem to work. Or rather, I should say my memory of my memories. You get all garbled and distorted over time.
Not mine. At least not mine after what happened with us. You just left me. You just broke my heart. Time won't change that memory. It's etched in stone.
That's really not the way it happened. I never just left you, not like the way you said.
Look, Rick, you have your memories. You're welcome to them, whatever they may be. I don't care, actually, if they're even the same as mine or totally different.
No, I understand. There's no real need for us to keep the same memories, after all. To be honest, I don't really care at this point if my memories are even true. You can live with your memories, and I'll live with mine. Who cares if they're the same? Who cares whether or not they're real? What difference does it make? But one thing I still hold on to, one thing I know for sure deep in my heart, and you will never convince me otherwise. We loved each other, didn't we?
Yes, Rick, of course. Of course we did. But maybe that wasn't quite enough in the end. Maybe we were both just too young. too young and too inexperienced to make our relationship really work. And now it's far too late. 50 years too late. You must know that. But tell me, it's been 50 years after all. If you had to do it all over again, would you do things differently?
If, if. Life is filled with ifs, isn't it?
I've heard people say that time is the fourth dimension, but I think if there is such a thing as a fourth dimension, it's the dimension of ifs. All the different directions our lives might have taken if we'd done this or if we had done that. So now tell me, Rick, with all you've seen over the last 50 years, would you have done things differently?
Who knows? It was such a long time ago, and we were so young, so very, very young. And as I've gotten older, I've become less and less sure of whether there are such things as right choices and wrong choices. Maybe they're just choices. You make decisions. You make a choice and then you live with the consequences, whatever they might be. Like that proverb we learned in school. How to go, take what you want, said God. Take what you want and pay for it. Your turn now. Tell me, do you still hate me? Do you still love me?
Who knows? As you said, it was such a long time ago. And we're not really the same people now as we were then, are we? Or maybe only partially. Who knows? I can't keep hating you, can I? There's no sense in that. And as for love, well, love at 70 is not quite the same as love at 20, is it? You know, they say no person can step in the same river twice because it's never the same river. But that's only half the truth. Only half. Because it's never the same person as well. I wish you all the best, Rick. I really do. And I would be lying if I said it wasn't good to see you after all these years. But I really don't think we should meet again.
Not even 50 years from now?
For 50 more years?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'd be 120. Well, maybe then.
You know, I still remember our last date. We went to that theater in the village.
No, we went to the Thalia.
Are you sure? Didn't we see the Maltese Falcon?
No, it was Casablanca, you idiot. How could you forget? Bogey and Bergman. Round up the usual suspects. Remember now?
Yeah. Casablanca, you're right.
You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh.
Right. The something rules apply.
You really are an idiot. The fundamental rules apply.
Right. The fundamental rules apply as time goes by. Yeah.
Rick, I think this is the end of a beautiful friendship.
And I guess we'll never have Paris, will we?
No, I'm afraid not.
Sophie, you know what?
What?
Here's looking at you, kid.